with Jake Clark at the Olympic Training Center. 2020 is an Olympic year, and Jake Clark's training again. Tell us how things are going with you as far as your wrestling.
Yeah, I love the sport, and I've always told myself, as long as I'm healthy, as long as I can come in and throw down with these guys, I'm going to keep doing it. It's been my life, and I just love being out here. I love being around these young bucks that are coming up now, having the opportunity to work with them. I had so many mentors when I was a young guy here at the training center, and I'm very grateful for all of those experiences. So in a way, it's time for me to give back, but it's also time for me to still throw down with these guys. So
yeah, and you can. Yeah. I know that you've had some recent matches with some really tough people, and you're right in it, right? How do you feel your wrestling's going right now?
I feel I'm right in it. I have my own business now back home, Wrestle Jiu-Jitsu. We have youth wrestling and martial arts and that kind of stuff, and that has taken a bit of my time. I've got a family now. It's a whole different world for me. So I'm trying to figure out how these pieces of the puzzle can go together. My wife threw the idea out to me and said, hey, let's take a family trip out to Colorado. You go train for a little bit, and our family can see where you lived. And that was a great idea on her part. So still figuring things out. There's been a lot of changes as far as the weigh-in procedures and different things like that. So I'm trying to, which is a bit late, but I'm trying to fit myself into that weight that I'll end up going here at the last chance qualifier. So I planned on going down to the US Open, but then we had a vehicle issue, and I couldn't spend that money on wrestling. I just felt too guilty with my kids and all. So
sure.
Different priorities nowadays. But
and you say you got into Minnesota and with the kids training there once in a while. And how's that going? I mean, that's always been a supportive group for you.
Yeah, it's one of those things where for me, you practice what you preach. So if I'm telling these kids to do something at the end of practice, it reminds me I got to go do a little something after practice now too. Yeah. But I mean, again, I love the sport. It's been just something that's given me so much, and for me to have the chance to give back to the kids back in Minnesota, and hopefully some of them get to come train out here someday and experience the world travels and just see all the other benefits from the sport. Besides the messed up ears, cut on my eye.
Yeah, you get.
And as I limp out of here, but I still love it.
So we have some foreign athletes here this week, South American athletes. Does that help you and our American athletes get ready for the challenges ahead to get a different feel?
Definitely. That's always been something. It's very helpful to get that different feel from wrestlers from all over the world. It's also a good chance to get a break from your opponents that are your national opponents that you're going to be going up against in the next couple of weeks. So it's a good break to get them. That way you can try some new techniques. And if you get caught trying a new technique with a foreigner, hey, that at least your local American guy doesn't have that mental advantage like, oh, I got him. You know, it's a good thing to have those guys out here and the friendships that are made. I just talked with one of the Mexican wrestlers. He comes up and he says, "You remember me?" And I said, "Yes, I remember you." Maybe 6 years ago, I took the Mexican team up Pikes Peak, and we went and had tea with Farouk over at his Turkish coffee shop, and just the neat friendships through it as well. I mean, for me, wrestling's a much bigger picture than just what's done on the mat, and to have these friendships with these wrestlers from all over the world, and now some of the coaches in here are guys that I used to wrestle with, and just it's an awesome opportunity, awesome experience, and I'm grateful that Linlin let me come out here and train for a couple of days too. So.
Now you say your business Wrestle Jiu-Jitsu.
Yep.
How have you been as far as learning some of the martial arts part of that?
Well, it's
you feel comfortable that you can teach and
definitely. I mean, there's a lot of wrestling techniques that play into the jiu-jitsu side. I've had the opportunity to work with a lot of top-level jiu-jitsu players, and they've been able to show me some techniques for jiu-jitsu that work well with wrestling, and I'm able to show them some wrestling moves that work well with jiu-jitsu. So it's just been a great relationship between the two sports, and I think it's a great thing for wrestlers to try to dabble into it a little bit, just to give you a different angle, a different view of how jiu-jitsu can help you. Plus, I mean, I've been wrestling for, 36 years or something like that, and it's nice to get a little break in there and do some jiu-jitsu as a different cross-training.
So we'll be seeing you out at Pennsylvania at the Last Chance qualifier.
Correct.
What's your approach to that? You've been to tons of tournaments, but in this one there's a specific need to be met, right?
Yeah, I mean, and it's only a week before the trials, so it's one of those things where I kind of waited till the last minute to do this, and shame on me for that. But mentally I'm ready. I've been around the sport for a long time. I just have to be physically ready and healthy and go out there and do what I've been doing for my whole life, and hopefully everything goes well and I get to make it to the Olympic trials again, which would be my 6th straight Olympic trials.
6.
So you got to look into that and see if that's a record. If it's not,
I know Phil Antatella did 5.
5? Okay.
So 6, I don't know. We're going to do some research for you, buddy.
I'd like to find that out, and if not,
2024
is just around the corner. Yeah, Gibby.
So we got to look them up.
All right, awesome. So,
hey, great having you out here, and not only best of wishes for your competition coming up, but
thank you.
For the family and for the business.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Excellent, Jake. Thank you.